Dear students, welcome once again to online video lectures for standard 7th. The subject is English and we have already started the second semester. We have started with lesson number 1, that is the first unit, and the title says The World Around Us. Now, when we have started first unit, The World Around Us, we have completed activity number 1, which was related to a puzzle. Activity number 2, which gave us knowledge about water, which were required for humans, agriculture, for the habitat for animals and plants, and for industry and power production. After that, we also continued activity number 3, which was matching and the daily activities which needed water. After that, activity number 4 gave us some do's and don'ts, and it was asked to us to put it in proper columns of do's and don'ts. After that, activity number 5 asked us to list the daily activities which required energy or electricity directly or indirectly. So I hope you might have completed activity number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and today we will start with activity number 6. All those students who are not having the textbooks, they must purchase the textbooks from the nearby stores. And I would like to know how many of your students are having the textbooks or how many of the students are not having the textbooks. If you have the textbooks, just go and write yes in the comment box right now. Please pause the video for some time and go in the comment section and write yes, I have. Otherwise, if you don't have, we'll try to provide you the space or the venue from where you can purchase the book easily. So pause the video and go and comment yes or no. After that, let's start with activity number 6. Activity number 6 says us, do you know where the energy comes from? So the paragraph says, we use electricity in almost all activities of life, directly or indirectly. So electricity, that is one of the basic necessities nowadays, because all those industries, our houses, most probably nowadays we will see vehicles also, they are running on electricity. So electricity has become one of the basic necessity of our life. We use directly or indirectly. Electricity is a form of energy which is producing electricity is not that what easy as we understand it. There are many different sources of energy. These include renewable sources and non-renewable sources. Renewable sources are those sources which can be renewed or which will exist for ever and ever. For example, the wind energy, the solar energy, hydroelectric energy, etc. And there are non-renewable resources which are limited in quantities and may get exhausted very soon or in the future. They are petrol, diesel, kerosene, naphtha, coal, etc. So we have non-renewable resources which are petroleum, kerosene, coal, etc. and renewable sources like wind energy, hydroelectric energy and solar energy. Non-renewable sources will end one day. That is must. That is fixed, because nobody can change this particular statement. It's a type of universal truth that all the non-renewable sources, if a new way is not found, the day will be very near when we will be having lack of non-renewable resources. So we must use it wisely so that it may last for longer period of time. Now they are used to produce energy in thermal power station. Petrol, diesel and gases like CNG and LPG are used for running vehicles and cooking food. So dear students, these type of non-renewable resources like petroleum, coal, etc., they are used for producing energy, that too in the thermal power stations. Coal is also used to produce electricity. Now resources like petrol, diesel and gases, they are used in cylindrical form to run our vehicles. CNG means compressed natural gas and LPG means liquefied petroleum gas. It is used in the cylinders which is used for cooking food. So you might be having the time, or you might have seen these cylinders which are available in our houses nowadays. the gas pipelines are also available in many of the houses. So the same thing is supplied in pipelines, or the same gas is also supplied by filling it in the cylinders. The CNG is used to run vehicles. This natural gas, it is compressed and filled in the cylinders so that it will be used for running vehicles. So these both are non-renewable resources. Once it is used, it cannot be recycled again. So non-renewable sources of energy also pollute the environment. However, they are the primary source of energy today, but it's time now that we turn towards renewable source of energy and energy conservation. So in this paragraph, we understood that the two types of energies are there. One of them is renewable, which can be easily renewed. They are in a bundle of quantities, they are very large quantities. If they will use it for longer period of time also, they will not get exhausted. But the non renewable energy resources, they will get exhausted one day. So we must use it wisely and use it only when it is needed, otherwise we must save it. So we must learn the new sources or new ways to conserve this energy. Now in the box given below, it is said that which are the two major disadvantages of non-renewable energy. So you have to write two major disadvantages of non-renewable energy. I will give you one, and again you have to write two more which should be different from the answer which I will give you. So one of the major disadvantages is these energies create lot of pollution. So that is the major disadvantages of using non-renewable energies. Remaining, there are lots and lots of disadvantages. You have to mention any two. I hope you will be able to complete it. If you are not getting the answer, don't worry. You will get all the answers, but I want you to use little part of your brain so that you can get the answers. Now let's move back to the next part. The heading says that the energy sources mentioned are renewable and non-renewable. Do you know that in renewable can be used to form many other words? You can use as a prefix in like on, miss, dis, pre, etc. For example, use will become reuse. Read the word given below and tick marks the words which can use prefix re. So we have to just put a tick mark if can be used in the given words. So cycle can be used to express I don't think recycle. Yeah, recycle is available because we have seen recycle words many times. So will be used. So put a tick mark in recycle. For rebuild, again we can put a tick mark because it also forms a meaningful word, rebuild. Sleep, re-sleep cannot be a word, so put a cross mark here. Gain will become regain, that is also a meaningful word. Fill, it will become refill, it is also a meaningful word. Popular, if re is added to it, it will become repopular, that is not a meaningful word. Repopular is not a correct word, unpopular is correct word, so re will be not used here, so put a cross mark here. Write, it will become rewrite if re is used here. Rewrite is a meaningful word, put a tick mark. Examine, we can write re-examine, so that is also a meaningful word, you have to put a tick mark. Sell, can be used here, resell, so put a tick mark here. Return, again it will be used, return, that is a meaningful word, so you have to put a tick mark. Join will become rejoin if re is added here. Rejoin is also a meaningful word. Gain, already we have kept a tick mark, this word has been repeated here, so put a tick mark here also. Kind cannot be a meaningful word if re is added to it. Rekind is not a meaningful word, so put a cross mark here. So I think all the answers has been given to you. Let's move to activity number 7. Read the following steps in production of hydroelectricity. So dear students, you might be knowing how this electricity is generated and how it is transferred to us in our houses. It starts with the water flow, which is possible when a dam is created in the flow of water, means on the rivers. A wall is created to obstruct the flow of water which is present in the river. Then water is allowed to flow at a certain height with a certain speed, like you have seen the mark water flow is given from the top, it is coming down in a chamber which is having a turbine and a generator. So this flow of water will make the turbine to move, and it will also move the generator, and this generator will move, and it will be able to create electricity which will be stored here, and with the help of wires it is transferred to the electric poles, and in return it is again transferred to our houses also. So in this way electricity is generated. Let us see one by one. The points are given here. The first point says that a dam is constructed over a river. That is the first process ever done to produce electricity. Then a dam creates a reservoir like a water body. It elevates water to a great to create force in the flow. Means when the water is falling from a certain height, it will fall with the speed. So it will make whatever comes in between, it will try to destroy it. If it is movable, it will try to move it. Like turbine is movable, so the flow of water makes turbine to move. The flow of water turns the turbine. The generator attached to the turbine produces electricity. Then wires transmit electricity to our houses. So this is the way how hydroelectricity is produced and it is transferred to our houses. Hydro means water, and hydroelectricity means the electricity which is produced with the help of water. So it is clear how electricity is produced with the help of water. But we have one more example. We take help from the winds, and with the help of winds we again move the turbine, and we are able to produce electricity. You can see the picture which is given below. A windmill is been given here. It has three blades, and it moves with the help of turbine, and this with the help of the wind, and this wheel is attached to a turbine, and it will move, and the generator which is attached to the turbine will help to create electricity, and again they are attached with the wire so that it can be stored in the power stations and transferred to our houses whenever it is required. Now they have said us to find out the process in production of wind energy and in functioning of solar water heater. So dear students, this will be a homework for you. I want you to find out the sources, the processes, and other study materials from the books which contains how this windmill is working, or how is a solar power plant, how the solar water heater works. If you are able to find it out, you should be able to write the functioning and all. And for those who will not be able to find the answers, you will get the answers, but not now. You will get it later. First of all, you should use your brains. Get back to work, make your brain to work for some time so that it doesn't get rusted. So try to find the answers for these, and then write it here in the textbooks. If it is not possible to write in the textbook, please copy it in your notebooks, and you have to submit the notebooks whenever it is asked to you. So after 7 we will move on to activity number 8. The heading says that our use of electricity and energy affect the environment. Here are some simple steps that can help us in saving the environment. Read them carefully and divide them into 4 parts. Things you can do at home, in the kitchen, at the school, and while traveling. You can use each one more than once. So first is turn off all unnecessary lights. So where you will use? I think this can be used at every 4 columns. So write this first: turn off all unnecessary lights at home also, in the kitchen also, at the school also, and while traveling also. Use solar heater. I think we can write it in the column of home, in the column of kitchen, in the column of school. While traveling is not quite possible to use solar heaters. So skip writing under while traveling, but remaining 3 sections can have the use of solar heaters. Number 3 is buy and use fuel efficient vehicles. So that is while traveling. We cannot write at home, in the kitchen, or at the school. We cannot drive vehicles inside our houses. While traveling we can use the vehicles. We cannot use in the kitchen or in the school. Okay, so while traveling we can use the vehicles which are efficient in fuel. Fourth thing is use gas stove flame should be blue. Now you might have seen that the gas flames which is burnt while cooking food, sometimes it is yellowish in color and sometimes it is bluish in color. We also see that some of the part of the flame is reddish brown in color. So why this change of color is there? It symbolizes the use of gas. When the gas which is coming inside from the stove is completely burnt, it will burn with a blue flame. The blue flame shows that the uh, pollution caused is very less, and the energy which is used in cooking the food is completely used. So blue flame means the use of energy is complete and pollution causing is very less. But if the gas is burning with a yellow flame, it means the energy which is coming from the gas stove is not used completely. It is half burnt and half is removed in the form of pollution. So that type of cooking food is not efficient. That is a loss of energy. We must find the problem in the gas stove, and we must repair it so that the gas burns with the blue flame and uses the right amount of energy. And whenever there is some problem in the stuff, the gas flame will burn with a reddish brown flame. So that could be repaired easily, but try it every time that the gas flame which is burning on the gas stove should burn with a blue flame. It symbolizes less pollution and high use of energy. So it will be coming in the kitchen. Cover utensils while cooking food, that will be in the kitchen. Use pressure cookers and microwave ovens as they save cooking time. It will be also under the kitchen. Save paper, reuse paper, print on both the sides of the paper. It can be used at home, at the school, or while traveling also. If there is a need of writing something, we can use the both side of the papers to write on. Walk or ride a bicycle whenever possible. So at the school also, and while traveling also. If the school is near, you can go on you by walking instead of using a bicycle or any vehicle. You can walk to the small distance of the school, and while traveling also, if the distance is nearby, you can take a bicycle instead of using a motorcycle. Use public transport when possible. So that should be used while traveling. Do not leave your computer or TV on standby mode, because keeping the TV and computer on the standby mode, it will keep on consuming the electricity. So it's better to keep it off. So that can be written at home, at the school, and while traveling, and in the kitchen we don't find any TVs and computers. So skip these two sections. So in this way you have to write all the points wherever they can be easily fit, or wherever the fitting of those points is proper. So write it down and you have to submit it. Let's take activity number 9, world without chocolates. So chocolates, it's a very delicious thing. Our mouth gets watered, it gets filled with water whenever we see chocolates. I think all your mouths have filled with water now. Let us see what is given here. It could happen. Now, chocolates are made from cocoa, which grow on cacao tree that are cultivated in the forests of South America. So, chocolates are made from the cocoa, and the name of the tree where cocoa is found is cacoa. It is a bit same, but only the spellings are here and there. When the word has been changed, cocoa and cacoa, then the tree is known as cacoa, and the uh, cocoa is a seed from which chocolates are made. They are found in the forest of South America, but these plantations are at risk today. Why? Let us find it out. Like cocoa, there are many other plants and animal species that we use in everyday life without realizing their importance. Like we are using lot of natural things, the rivers, the forests, greeneries, cultivating lands, everything which is provided in abundance by the nature, we are using it without thinking for a while also, because the waters inside the rivers are getting polluted, the atmosphere is getting polluted, the lands which was used for cultivation is used for constructing buildings and all. So we are creating pollutions. The rice we eat, the clothes we wear, the rubber tires we drive on, all originate from plants or on the animals. So many of these species are under severe threat of extinction. So now you understand the word extinction. If you do not understand, you can take the help of dictionary so that you can get the clear meaning. Uh, the meaning of extinction is to get extinct. means if a thing get extinct, it will never be seen again. So these plants and animals which are very rarely found, which are under the threat of extinctions, will get extinct one day or the other. It means we are losing biodiversity. Now the word biodiversity is made up of two different words, bio and diversity. Now the meaning of bio is life and diversity is variety, so variation also. Biodiversity is the variety of life around us and much more. Like we find life in the water, it is quietly different from the life which is found on the land. We also find life on the on the air, like birds and other bacteria which are living in the air. The life of birds, bacteria and other things which are found floating in the air are quite different from the life which is present on the earth. Like the human beings live a different life than animals. Animals live a different life than water animals. The water animals live different lives than bacteria. All the lives style and habitat is different, so we have different lifestyles. That is known as biodiversity. It is also everything that living thing do, the grand total of interaction of living things among themselves and with their environment. These interactions can be as simple as a moth's dependence on one species of plant for food and the plant's dependence on the moth for pollination. It means that the living things, if they are depending on nature, nature also is dependent on us. Because a moth who feeds on the leaves of a plant also helps in pollination. Pollination means distribution of pollen grains from one plant to other plant, which helps in reproduction. So all the species which are found on the earth are interdependent on each other. At another level, the moth and the plant also depends on all the elements that make up their ecosystem, from clean water to the right climate. When scientists talk of biodiversity, they refer to a variety of organism or life in an environment. They refer to interdependence of plants, animals, insects, and human life. So, dear students, we found here that the life which is existed on the earth are interdependent on each other. We have different types of life found on the earth, inside the water, on the water, in the air, etc. Also, we have also seen that all the species which are existing on the earth, or on the earth or in the air, on inside the water, they are totally interdependent on each other. So when scientists are talking about biodiversity, they refer that there are variety of organisms and life in an environment, and they are also interdependent on each other. Like plants, animal, insects, and human life, they are interdepending on each other. Now we have some work to do on. Can you think of some ways in which biodiversity keeps you alive? List any three of them. You will get one of the ways, and you have to write three more. So totally four ways you have to write it down. One will be provided by myself, and remaining three will be provided by yourself, or you can take the help of your parents or elders. So the question is, can you think of some ways in which biodiversity help keeps you alive? Now we will find that biodiversity is naturally existing thing. Like fruits, they are provided by the plants for the human beings. So we depend on plants for our food, or we depend on animals for our food. Like milk, egg, chicken, meat, etc. are provided by the animals, and fruits, vegetable, pulses, cereals, etc. are provided by plants. So we depend on plants and animals for our food. So that is one of the way in which biodiversity keeps us alive. Remaining three is to be mentioned by you. Now let's get to the next part. Which of your activities affect biodiversity? List any three, and also we have to mention the effects also. So activity means like riding a motorcycle. So how will it affect the biodiversity? It will increase the level of pollution. uh, disposal of chemicals in rivers, it will affect in a very harsh way. It will create water pollution. So I have given you two ways by which pollutions are creating uh, or affecting the biodiversity. These are the activities which are performed by the human beings, like riding a motorcycle will increase the pollution in the air. By disposing harmful chemicals in the water will cause water pollution, it will affect the marine life. So there are other activities, you have to mention it, and how they are affecting our earth, you have to mention it also. So this will end activity number 9. Let us come to activity number 10. A picture is given here with the title Save Biodiversity. Biodiversity means different varieties of life. Bio means life and diversity means variety. In the earlier activities, you discussed some do's and don'ts for saving water and energy. Work in pairs and write do's and don'ts for conservation of biodiversity around you. Create a poster and display it in your school. First, note the points. So, first of all, you have to write the points how you can save biodiversity. Means, how can you save air? We can save air by using CNG vehicles, or we can save airs by finding the ways by which pollution level can be brought down. We can say that we must decompose the water which is harmless to the marine animals. We can say that we must keep the earth clean by creating it plastic free. We can also write that we must dispose our garbage in the dustbins, etc. There are many points. Now, do's and don'ts should be written in the column which is provided below. Like in the do's column, we should write that we will put garbage in the dustbins, and in the don'ts column, we can write that we will never throw garbage on the roads. In the second point, you can write we will use vehicles which run on electricity, and in the don'ts you can write we should avoid using vehicles which run on petrol or diesel. So these are the points which can be used to uh, suggest some do's and don'ts for conservation of biodiversity. So dear students, in this way, first of all, you write the points in the lines which are provided above, and then separate it in the do's and don'ts column. Nearly five points is okay for you. You can take the help of the pictures which are provided just next to the points. So dear students, I hope you might have understood this unit. You will get one more video on the activity number 1 to 10. It will be just go through activity, uh, go through a video which will containing all the activities from 1 to 10, so that if something is still remaining to teach you, will be included in it. After completing activity number 10, the lesson ends here, and we have unit number 2. Then the title is How Things Work. So we will continue it in the next video. For today, you have to complete from activity number 6 to activity number 10. If you find any difficulties, you can directly write it in the comment section. But don't forget to mention if you are having your textbooks and workbooks or not. You can pause the video now also, and you can directly go to the comment box and write yes, I have the textbook and workbook. Or if you don't have, you can write I don't have the textbooks and workbook. So that if you are having the books and notebooks and textbooks and the workbooks, we can feel free, and we can teach you, so that you can easily write your workbooks and notebooks also. You can complete the notes also. If you're not having the books, means you will just see the video, and you will not be able to complete it. So during completion time, it will be a rush for you. So please inform me that if you are having the textbooks and workbooks both. So dear students, I will end this unit here, and all the best. Try to complete it by writing it in your notebooks and textbooks, and if you find any difficulty, you should mention it in the comment box, and let's continue the second unit in the next video. Thank you.